Welcome in Recruit. The first thing to do is pick your faction. We have 3 to pick from. We have the TR, which is more about high rate of fire guns and communism. We have the NC, which is more about low rate of fire guns with high damage, and they have more of a freedom aesthetic. And then we have the Vanu, which are more about technology and sci-fi, so if you enjoy that aesthetic, go for them. Make sure to pick a character name and a model which suits you, because it's going to cost a lot of money to change it, so pick well now. Afterwards, you're going to want to pick a server. You can click this button to show all servers. After this, you're going to be walked through a tutorial. I recommend you follow the tutorial and you do it. I know that your ADHD brain is going to get bored. Alright, and once you're in game, you can click the escape button, then you can go to classes and you can pick your fast class that you're going to main. I want you to pick one and only start into that class. You've got Heavy Assault as a good option if you're Gold or above in CSGO. You can also go for Combat Medic. If you intend on playing vehicles later, I would also pick Combat Medic, and then later on, once you get some more sarts, you can go as the Engineer. But initially Combat Medic's better because it's easier to gain rewards. You also have the Infiltrator. The Infiltrator is really good when you have really good map knowledge. Right now you do not have good map knowledge, so don't pick this. You also have the Engineer, but this is designed to help people which are in vehicles, and you're not in a vehicle, so don't worry about it. You also got the Light Assault, and this is really good again if you have good map knowledge and if there aren't certain vehicles on the map. But for now you don't have good map knowledge, so don't play Light Assault. You also have the Max, which you should be pulling as often as possible because it's basically free kills. You want to run directly into the enemy and shoot as many as you can until you die. You can, if you want, play a little bit slower, but keep in mind that the fight might end before you really get a chance to get that many kills, so for the most part I recommend just running in and getting kills. You have a bunch of vehicles in this game too. First option is the Flash. This vehicle is relatively useless by yourself, so do not bother using it. The next option is the Harasser. This is really good if you have 2 people and you can equip a halberd. With the Sunderer you can use the Ranger turret if you want to kill aircraft. There's also the Cobalt if you want to kill infantry. With this being said, the main use of the Sunderer is to deploy people onto the map onto the Sunderer. You want to have the Shield Sundy if you want to do this, but I don't recommend it for new players, especially because you're going to be placing the Sunderers in bad locations. Again, because of the lack of your base knowledge, which you would passively gain if you were playing other classes. You also have 2 tanks. The first one is the Lightning, and you can use this on any faction. The Lightning is pretty decent. It's got high speed, high mobility, and a low health pool. You then also have the faction specific tank, and this is either going to be the Vanguard, the Prowler, or the Mag Rider. They all have a similar result, but they have different means of achieving that result, and that result being vehicle kills. You then also have ESFs, which are going to be your Reaver, Scythe, or Mosquito. These are going to be one-man craft which are really good at killing infantry, and they're also good at killing other aircraft. You then also have the Valkyrie, and the only real good use for this is to transport people. You can use it to get infantry kills, but it's not that good. The other aircraft option is the Liberator. These all have a very high skill ceiling, and initially you're going to be very bad with them. I do not recommend that you use them until you're proficient at something else, so that you have something to lean on for when you don't want to be playing aircraft, which will be sometimes. There's then also the Galaxy, which is like the Valkyrie but bigger and a higher health pool. The main reason people don't use them more is that they do cost a lot of nanites, although with discounts and the membership nanite boost they are not that expensive, so it depends what you're doing and how much you've been playing the game. There's then also the outfit asset known as the Colossus, and you can use this to kill bastions, which are big massive aircraft. You might be considering the Colossus as slightly OP, but it actually isn't. It's got a higher health pool, you're correct, but it's so slow that a lot of the time it can just get outmaneuvered. Again, what I want you to do when you first come to this game is pick one infantry class, and you're going to play infantry for the first few hours, and then you can start starting into a vehicle once you've got the starts for that vehicle. The first thing that you're going to learn that's going to carry with you for the rest of the game, even at an extremely high level, is hitting the U key to redeploy. When you have hit the U key to redeploy, you're going to have an option to pick several different maps to spawn at. On the top right corner you're going to have the population of each side, and you're going to want to pick the map with the 33% on each side, because that indicates that the pop is at the highest level it can be. Now you're also going to see a bunch of circles, and these are bases you can spawn on. You're only going to want to spawn on bases that have enemy on that location. So that's going to be ones, when you look at the bottom right corner, say that they have enemies on it. And every single time that you finish defending a base or finish attacking a base, I want you to get in the habit of redoing this, and again looking at the map, picking a new base. Think of it as re-queuing for a new game, but instead you're just picking a new base. Now in theory you could walk between bases, or you could even drive, and driving is an okay option, but you could walk, but walking is really slow, so you just want to redeploy every time, because it saves a lot of time. The next thing I want you guys to get in a habit of if you're new, is I want you to be starting to headshot people, because headshots do a disproportionate amount of damage. I also want you to be holding down A or D when you're shooting at people instead of moving forward or backwards, because on the other part of the screen, if you're moving forward or moving backwards, you may as well be standing still. Now a lot of the graphic settings and the settings in game are beyond the scope of this video, but what I can tell you for now is you should turn your settings down, because that will mean that you have more frame rate, and when you have higher frame rate it's easier to get kills. Okay, the next system to know about are outfits. There's lots of different outfits to pick, and I want you to pick one that looks like it's good for you and suits what you want to do with the game. Some are going to be German, some are going to be French, some are going to be playing vehicles. So depending on what you do and who you are, you may want to pick different outfits. I also recommend picking one with at least 10 concurrent players on at peak. If you pick a small outfit which has a very few members, is very susceptible to dying, and also on multiple days you probably won't have anyone online, so for the most part I would just play with a bigger or medium sized outfit. When you pick an outfit you will then be able to join their ops, which are basically organised squads where you play together, and usually you'll all be on TeamSpeak or you'll be on Discord. And again, part of the decision of which outfit you pick may be determined by if you want to use TeamSpeak or if you want to use Discord. In terms of classes, I want you guys to know a few basics. First off, I want you to know that there's a one-time scope that you should be equipping on all of your weapons. I also think that the Commissioner is the best pistol, so if you're looking for one, that's what you should use. For the pistol, make sure that you use a laser sight, and for the main primary gun, I want you guys to always pick forward grip when there's an option for it. You also may want to pick a Crosshair. Personally, I would recommend typing into Google Crosshair GitHub, and you can just pick any old Crosshair and it will be fine. The devs in the past have said that they're fine with Crosshairs, so it should be fine. If you have any troubles, please do let me know, but it should be fine. I also want you guys to focus on how many kills you're getting per session and try to get as many kills as possible. Don't worry too much about dying, it's just that you get kills, because that means you'll learn quicker. The quicker you learn, the quicker you can improve. The rest of my channel is solely dedicated to getting you as good as possible, and this is the introduction video. There's a bunch of stuff which I don't have the time or the scope in order to talk about right now. They're entire videos worth of content. Feel free to check that out. I'd recommend subscribing so that you keep up to date with what I'm doing. Have a great day guys, comment, like, subscribe and follow my Twitch, I stream every day. GG.